I'm Jim Kafka, and I've been working the last 38 years at Spectra-Pysics after I got out of the University of Rochester with a bachelor's and a PhD in optics, and working in a rather fabulous group there. And I've been an Optica member for 46 years. I'm surprised they let 5-year-olds join, but it's been a wonderful professional home for me all these years. I want to talk about the volunteer activities I've participated in the last few years, because it's rather important as a volunteer to pick the thing you're motivated by and the thing that you have something useful to share. In particular, I did the first Siemens school as an instructor, and I did the standard thing you would do. I talked about ultrafast lasers, because that's what I knew. But when the first school went remote in 2020, they asked those of us who had been previous speakers to please come back for the All-Stars. I thought that was great. And I decided to go off technical topic to an area where I was particularly interested that people should hear my point of view. And that is, although I've been in industry, I came from academia, and I've always sort of prided myself as being the one in industry who knew more about how academia worked, and Optica helped me. I was a journal editor for a while. I helped organize CLIO and advanced solid-state lasers. Those were things that had overwhelmingly people from academia there. And I've always been interested in the intersection and the overlap and so on. So the talk I gave at the Siemens School was what a missed opportunity we have, where research done in academia and what's needed in industry are often not aligned well, and how sometimes we even talk past each other. And I tried to come up with ways where we might do a better job, because I think it's an enormous missed opportunity. And then my volunteer gig just this week here in Monterey, California, is at the Career Accelerator School. And it turns out almost 90% of the attendees are still students. Only a few are early career people. So I ended up talking again, and I gave them a view of what it was like in industry, and I sort of gave them some projects I'd gotten to work on, or some projects I'd at least had my fingers in a little bit, and tried to give them some lessons. And I gave them a little more about what do we look for in resumes, and what do we look for in interviews, and what sort of career paths you might actually take. And I thought this was just great. It's important to volunteer, but it's important to volunteer with things where you can be helpful and maybe where there's a gap that needs filling.